Hello everyone. Thank you very much for your participations and subscriptions. Without your participation and contribution, this channel could not be successful. Please subscribe this channel if you haven't subscribed yet. Again, thank you very much. As a team, we have to work hard to monetize this channel into a value. Before my lecture, I used to read a Quranic verse. Rabbi shrahli sadri wa yasli amri wahalal uqdatum min lisani yahfa qawli rabbi zidni ilma. Now I'm going to discuss decisions making. So earlier we have discussed our topic number 1, problem solving. Today we are going to discuss reality testing. On a later stage we will discuss impulsive control. Decisions making has 3 lectures as I have discussed earlier. Okay, I'm here emotional intelligence, so later stage work on personality assessment, organization behavior. Okay, model of emotional intelligence. So decisions making, we are going to discuss reality testing, lesson number 2. See the things as they really are. Key takeaway points from this lectures: number 1, what is reality testing? Number 2, emotional implication of reality testing. Number 3, social behavior implication. Number 4, what are practical actions? Number 5, fearing the worst or sugarcoating reality. Number 6, reality testing balance emotional intelligence. That are 6 key takeaway points after the lectures. Okay, model of emotional intelligence, decisions making. We are discussing decisions making. In my earlier lecture, we have discussed problem solving. Today, I'm going to discuss reality testing. In my next lecture, impulse control. Just for recap, self-perceptions constituted in 3 segments: self-regard, self-actualization, self-awareness. Self-expression, emotional expression, assertiveness and dependence, interpersonal relationship, empathy and social responsibility. Just for recap, self-regard is respecting oneself while understanding and accepting one's strengths and weaknesses. Self-regard is often associated with feelings of inner strength and self-confidence. Number 2, self-actualizations is the willingness to persistent try to improve oneself and engage in pursuit of personal relevant and meaningful objectives that lead to a rich and enjoyable life. Number 3, self-awareness, recognizing and understanding one's own emotion. This includes the ability to differentiate between subtleties in one's own emotion while understanding the cause of these emotions and the impact they have on one's own thoughts and action and those of others. Okay, number 2, self-expressions. Emotional expressions is openly expressing one's feeling verbally and non-verbally. Number 2, assertiveness involves or communicating feelings, beliefs and thoughts openly and defending personal rights and values in social acceptable manners. Number 3, independence, the ability to be self-directed and free from emotional dependency on others. Decisions making, planning and daily tasks are completed autonomously without any obstacles or hampering. Okay, now in the interpersonal relationship, the skill of developing and maintaining mutually satisfying relationships that are characterized by trust and compassion. Number 2, empathy, recognizing, understanding and appreciating how other people feel. Empathy involves being able to articulate your understanding of another perspective and behaving in a way that respect others' feelings. Number three, in interpersonal, they willingly contribute to society, to one a social group, and generally to the welfare of others. Social responsibility involves acting reasonably, having a social consciousness, and showing concern for the greater community. So, these are 9 lectures already available on my YouTube channels. Please explore and you may discuss with me, and you can also, if you can raise the questions on all 9 lectures, most welcome. During my sessions you can also write on my blog or send me email. So now I'm going to take a route to a reality testing. Okay, as I have discussed earlier, decisions making has a three main key elements: problem solving, reality testing, and impulsive control. Problem solving, as discussed, the ability to find a solution to problems in a situations where emotions are involved. Problem solving includes the ability to understand how emotion impact decisions making process. That is which we have discussed in my earlier lecture. Number two, reality testing is the capacity to remain objective by seeing the things as they really going to happen. This capacity involves recognizing when emotion or personal bias can cause one to be less objective. So in my third lecture, we will talk about impulsive control, the ability to resist or delay an impulse, drive, or temptation to act and involve avoiding a rash behavior and decisions making process. That will be discussed in detail in my lecture number 3. Okay, reality testing. See the things as they really are. Principally to see how the reality testing going to happen is the capacity to remain objective by seeing the things as they are going to happen. The capacity involves recognizing when emotion or personal bias can cause one to be less objective. That is how reality testing is going to happen. Now I'm going to discuss in detail what is basically reality testing in my next slide. Okay, reality testing, seeing the things as they really are. So first of all, as a model, you need to tune into the situations. So when you tune into the situations, so the reality testing mean seeing things for what they really are. In the business prospect, this includes accurately sizing up the environment, resources, and future trends in order to set realistic plans and goals. Secondly, these indicate that for the most part you can look past more emotional biases and see situation objectively. How you are tuned into the task and hand and your environment as a result set fairly reasonable goals. So number one, you are unlikely to misjudge critical information and allow emotion to color reality. Number two, your decisions and objectives are based on realistic information. Number three, some instance of overlying positive, it's mean extremely happiness, or overly negative emotions, sometimes extremely anxiety, may cause you to be less objective oriented as far as reality testing is concerned. Now, in my this slide, I'm going to discuss reality testing impact at work. First, emotional implications. In the first instance, I'm going to discuss Your size ability to size up the immediately means your emotional response to events are generally within a reasonable acceptable. For instance, if something minor occurs, you are unlikely to blow it out of proportions. Number two, there are a time, however, particularly when under stress, that you might switch your reality testing off, allowing your emotions to cloud your objective. So that is emotional implication is concerned as far as reality testing impact it works. Now I'm going to discuss reality testing impact at work, social and behavior implication. In my earlier slide, I have discussed emotional implications. Now, in this slide, I'm going to discuss social and behavior implication. In the first instance, understand your own limitation and personal biases goes as long way toward establishing credibility with your peers. Joint possibilities are inspiring, but matching possibilities will create the buy-in you need. Number two, others like seek out your evaluations of situations as you are able to remain objective even when emotions are highlighted. Number three, at work, your actions are likely to be exactly what the situation calls for, and only under some circumstances do you over or under react. Number four, it is important to figure out when you misread your environment, for example, under stress, and how you can further put aside your biases under these circumstances. So that is a social and behavior implications are concerned as far as the reality testing impact at work. So on my next slide, I'm going to discuss strategies for actions, how the strategy for action, practical action can happen, how the fearing the worst or sugarcoating reality can happen. So on my next couple of slides, I'm going to discuss strategies for action. Okay, now I'm going to discuss reality testing, strategies for action. As we discussed my earlier slide, impact at work, emotional implication, social and behavior implications, two topics we have discussed. Now strategies for actions, what we can action as far as this strategy is concerned. So the first are practical actions. So breaking a problem or decisions down into a small practical steps can help you stay focused on the reality of the situations and not what you wish would happen. Number one, practical actions are specific steps that need to be taken, resources that need to be gathered or buy-in you need to secure in order to make decisions more successfully and objective oriented. Number second, listing a practical actions help you to stay grounded under pressures by keeping your focus on specific tasks required to reach out or wise free decisions in order to have a physical change as far as the decision is concerned. Okay, now in my next slide, I'm going to discuss strategies for actions of fearing the worst or sugar coated reality, how these things can happen. Okay, as my earlier slide, I have discussed practical actions as far as the strategy for action is concerned. Now I'm going to discuss fearing the worst or sugar coating reality. On the terms of stress, you may rely less on your reality testing skills and fall victims to fearing the worst case scenario of a sugar coating reality. Number one, which of these two extremes best describe you when you are not seeing things realistically? Number one, if you worry about catastrophe, find evidence that says a catastrophe is the unlikely, or try running your catastrophe hypothesis by a third party to see if it is plausible. Number second, if you sugarcoat reality, play the role of devil's advocate, find a data that contradicts your overlying positive assessment. Also watch others' reactions to your positively. If there is a hesitations in their voice or body language, they likely see your positive outlook as unrealistic. Now I'm going to conclude my presentations reality testing through balancing emotional intelligence. We have compared reality testing with emotional self-awareness, self-regard and problem solving. The sub-skill that differs the most from reality testing is self-regard. Improving the interplay between these sub-skills is likely to significantly impact your overall emotional intelligence. So, principally, reality testing will lead to a self regard. Your reality testing is lower than your self regard. When these two areas are working in harmony, your self evaluation is based on objective information. It comes from having clear goals and basing your self assessment on the attainment of these goals. The best practical outcomes often come from utilizing strengths, weaknesses can be recognized and improved upon by paying attention to feedback and by analyzing the causes when something goes wrong. Again, thank you very much for your precious time to make this lecture a great success. Thank you very much again. Please do not hesitate. Send me your feedback and comments t.masood.dr@bath.edu. Thank you very much.